Oh, the topic for today, and also maybe for coming few classes, it could be, is Brahmacharya. That's the topic. There are several references to Brahmacharya in the Vedas, in many places. A few of them are close by in the Atharva Veda, that is in the 11th Kanda, so that we shall discuss about it. These topics will throw light on the different dimensions of Brahmacharya, the different results of Brahmacharya, and so many things. So to start with, what is Brahmacharya? The English translation for it is generally made as celibacy. But the word celibacy in English will not cover the complete meaning and essence of the word Brahmacharya in the Veda Bhasha. It partly defines it, but not fully. So you have to understand the meaning of the word Brahmacharya in a better way, then things will be all right. Some people define Brahmacharya in a very narrow way, and they say one who is not married is a Brahmachari. An unmarried person is a Brahmachari, an unmarried girl is a Brahmacharini. That's how they define it. It's the most narrow explanation of the word. Brahma means knowledge. That we have discussed several times. Brahma means knowledge. Char gatau. One who involves himself in the acquiring of knowledge is called as a Brahmachari. Yo Brahmani charati sa Brahmachari. Sa Brahmacharini. One who is at learning, gaining knowledge, full time, is a Brahmachari. And she is a Brahmacharini. Now, a person who is involved in learning, a person who is involved in studying, naturally, they will not go after their sensual requirements and pleasures. Because their priority is different. Their priority is gaining knowledge. When they concentrate on gaining knowledge, they may sleep or they may not sleep. They may like to eat or they may not like to eat. They may not go after delicacies, what they like. They say, instead of that, I can spend more time on learning. Their priority is different. They may not go after dancing because they say, this learning is more important for me. Let me see it later. If dance itself is their subject, that's a different issue. So they are not going after appeasing the sense organs. That's not their priority. Their priority is appeasing the soul with knowledge and experience. It's steady. So such a person is called as a one who concentrates on knowledge, and such a person is called as a Brahmachari or Brahmacharini. And of course, in the life of a Brahmachari and Brahmacharini, appeasing the sensual requirements will not take the priority. That's the result of it. So as the end result, if I say that they practice celibacy, it is all right. But celibacy is not equal to Brahmacharya. That's the problem. As a result of Brahmacharya, they become celibate. That's okay, fine. They lead a life which is not running after sensual requirements. Because their priority is knowledge, knowledge, and knowledge. Next, when this Brahmacharya is practiced, the ideal phase of life when Brahmacharya is to be practiced is between 8 to 22, 8 years to 20 to 22, which you call it as adolescence. Adolescence. Infancy is gone, childhood is gone, adolescence is there, youth is yet to come. So that period, that adolescence, what we call as Kaumarya, the other technical term is Kaumarya. is the right time to practice this brahmacharya full time. I underline that, full time. And this brahmacharya continues even after that, but not full time, because they are assigned with several other responsibilities and other duties. In the youth, they marry, they have got so many responsibilities as householders. Then they go for vanaprastha, social work phase. Then they go for sannyasa. Not all, those are eligible. Otherwise, they end up with grihasthashrama, no problem at all. Now, during those different phases, grihasthashrama, vanaprastha, sannyasashrama, even there also they are involved in learning. And there also they give a lot of importance to learning, Brahma. But that will not be full time, that's the point. Learning starts, say, around 8 years. Till such time, we are not putting stress on children to learn. We just leave them as it is, let them enjoy their infancy, let them enjoy their childhood, be free. And they can also not take, they will not be in a position to take life seriously also during that age. It's natural, leave it. But once they are 8, we start telling them life is not just a game, life is not something to be spent as it is. We have got some purpose, we have got some goal, and we try to enlighten them and educate them and give them a lot of information and ask them to take life seriously. From then onwards, they are into a learning mode, and that learning mode continues till a last breath. Full time during brahmacharya ashrama, maybe approximately 8 to 22, 20, 22. So, understand brahmacharya like this, yes, things will be very clear. During brahmacharya, when the priority is given to learning full time, so many physical changes and hormonal changes will take place in children, boys or girls. They can be attended to very well because the priority has been given to them as learning. If that learning doesn't get the priority during that adolescence, due to hormonal and physical changes, there's all the possibility that they go astray. They run after their physical, sensual requirements, sensual pleasures. And that's not the time. That's not the time. Because all those hormonal changes and physical changes are just taking place. They have to be matured. And only then they can involve in them. Of course, with all restrictions and other conditions. But not before that. It will be immature. So when they involve in sensual pleasures at an immature time, that results in a lot of diseases and problems, both physical and mental. It's all certain serious things which you have to observe. We have been seeing it. We have been seeing it mostly in Western culture. In Eastern culture, this is not so. But in Western culture, we see it. Because they don't have these concepts. It's a free life. It's a free life. And that free life results in insecurity, results in running after sensual pleasures, results in disparities, disputes, and they will not be in a position to adjust and live cooperatively. Exceptions are there, exceptions are there. But the culture by itself doesn't have these strong points in it. That's what I mean to say. Exceptions are always there. In spite of all these things, even in the Eastern culture, we have got a lot of problems. Western culture, even with their background, still there are some beautiful householders. It's possible, I'm not denying it, but generally, we have got some problem. That society which has got a cultural background like this will be strong, will be healthy. So it takes care of the physical and mental development, the hormonal changes, the physical and mental changes, and drives them at learning and gives them the priority for learning. That's brahmacharya. Now this is required for both boys and girls. There is no gender discrimination in this. And initiation of the boys and girls into this learning mode is what we call it as Upanayanam. Upanayanam, that is taking the children to the teacher, to the Acharya, the mentor who is going to guide. And in the Gurukula, once they are admitted to the Gurukula, to the educational institution in the real sense, one day the teacher starts teaching them, and that is Vedarambha Samskara. And the main syllabus there is Veda. And then depending upon their capacity and skill, they may learn any other thing. But the base for their whole learning is Veda, Vedic knowledge. Because Vedic knowledge gives everyone the basis for a human life. It gives lot of knowledge about the basic human values, which is necessary for everyone. There is no exception. Everyone needs that. So that will be given first. Upon it, they can develop their skill. They can bring out their talents the way they want. There is no restriction. But whatever the profession, whatever the skill a person possesses, they have to, a must, they have to possess the human values in their life. Only then they become useful citizens of the world, not otherwise. Water bottle kodti anchara. So when I say brahmacharya, it means a phase of life where learning takes the priority full time, and learning continues part time throughout the life. It never stops. So a person is a brahmachari once, is a brahmachari forever. Learning and studying is a continuous process. There's no end to it. There's only a beginning, but there's no end to it. The end is the last breath. And when say Brahma Jnana, there also have to be clear, it is not information, it is not knowing anything and everything is Jnana. Jnana or knowledge is the realization of truth. That only is called as Jnana. So Brahmacharya or knowing of Jnana means it is a search for truth. Satyanveshana. It's discovering truth in us, around us. Because truth is our strength. When we understand things rightly, yes, we can handle the situation, we can think and do things. Well, if we misunderstand the world around us, if we misunderstand what is happening in us, it's very clear we are inviting problems and troubles and anxieties. The cause for all our problems and anxieties is our misunderstanding of the world in and around us. So to understand things as they are, as much as they are, and that is realizing the truth, realizing the facts. That's Brahma. Knowing things as they are, as it is, as much as they are, is real Jnanam. That is truth, realizing of truth, and that is Brahma. It is not information of anything. Information is of no use. Information, it should be translated into knowledge and wisdom. That is Jnanam. Information a machine can load, a machine can handle, a machine can remember any amount of information. You give it, it can hold it. But can the machine think? Can the machine work wisely? No. It just holds information. It records data. Human being is not a machine to hold data. The data, whatever they have, it has to be converted into knowledge, it has to be converted into wisdom. which a machine cannot do. Or if a machine does also, it is trained by a human machine. We have to train them, we have to train it, what it has to do, how it has to think, what are all the parameters, all those things which I give. And okay, that's what is called as AI, artificial intelligence. But whatever you do, it is artificial, not natural. So a machine can hold information, but cannot translate it into knowledge or wisdom. But the human brain has got the capacity to convert that information into knowledge and wisdom, and that has to be done, and that is what is called as Jnanam. That's what is called as Brahma. So with this background, you are able to understand what is Brahma, and a person who is serious about gaining this is called as a Brahmachari or Brahmacharini, and is open for all, irrespective of caste, creed, and gender, because we want every human being to be knowledgeable, to be wise. Only they can lead a better life. Only they can be useful members of the society, not otherwise. So it's a must for everyone. There is no option. Every child must get educated. In the present day context, it may appear a bit ridiculous because the cost of education has become too much. But in the Vedic context, education is 100% free. So there is no problem. It is compulsory for everyone and is given free. What is your problem? Your problem is to just get it. We are not asking you any fees. We are not asking you any donation. On the other hand, it's a residential course, and boarding and lodging for the children in the Gurukula along with education is full free. So I cannot give any reason for not sending your children to the Gurukula. You have to, it's a must. We find in the history that many kings had made it a rule that they have to send the children to the Gurukula compulsorily. If the parents do not do it, parents were to be punished. We find such references. It's very simple. It's educating, it's giving them the knowledge, it's making them wise, and we want wise and knowledgeable citizens for the welfare of the society. Over. So it's a compulsory thing. Mandatory. And how the Gurukula is run, this also I have said, it is a society which has to take care of the running of the Gurukula, the educational institution. They have to give, they have to contribute for running of it. And that is called as in Vedic language as Bhiksha. Bhiksha is not beggary. Bhiksha is sponsoring a Gurukula by the society. Bhiksha. So the society and the householders in the society, they have to contribute and sponsor the running of the Gurukula, and that's called as Bhiksha. And upon the Bhiksha, the Gurukula runs. And the students in the Gurukula, irrespective of, there's another thing, irrespective of their financial background or from which background they come, here in the Gurukula, they all lead a humane life. They all lead a simple life. They all lead a life which is concentrating on learning and learning and learning over whoever they be. If a prince comes to the Gurukula, he is no more a prince in Gurukula. If the son of a peasant comes to the Gurukula, he is also equal to that prince. In Gurukula, there is no discrimination. All are students, all are boys and girls learning over. So they learn simple life. They learn to live equally with every other living being. That's the main thing what they do in Gurukula. Their affluence, their being rich, their being poor will have no impact on their learning. As far as learning is concerned, everybody is provided food and clothing and shelter in a simple way, and they're asked to learn and learn and learn full time. That's the Gurukula. And those who are involved in this process, they are called as Brahmachari and Brahmacharini, and that whole thing is called as Brahmacharya. That phase is called as Brahmacharya Ashram. Now, if things are really practiced as they are, now we are coming to the Veda mantra. It says, Acharyo Brahmachari. Acharyo Brahmachari. 11:5:16. Atharva 11:5:16. Acharyo Brahmachari. Acharya. Acharya Kasmat. In Nirukta, Yaska opens this question. Acharya Kasmat. Who is an Acharya? Acharya Kasmat. Acharam grahayati achinoti va. He himself answers. Acharam grahayati achinoti va. Sa Acharya. One who leads an ideal life and makes the students also lead so by role model is called as an Acharya. He leads a disciplined life and instills discipline in his wards, students, children, who are under his care. First he practices, then asks them to practice. And at the end of Gurukula period, when they are going out, he says one thing: if in your future life, if you are in some confusion, if you are in some dilemma, remember how I had decided during that period, during such dilemmas and other things. Remember how I had done it. You are living with me for so many years. You had seen all my things, the way I have behaved, how I have tackled situations. Remember it and follow it. You see, he shows himself as a role model. That is an Acharya. Acharya is not just the one who comes, lectures, writes something on the blackboard or whiteboard and gets out. No. An Acharya is one who is concentrating on learning as well as their personality, as well as their attitudes, aptitudes, their outlooks. He looks into all those things and sees that they all take a beautiful, wonderful, useful form. He not just only transfers knowledge, but also builds their personality, instills in them values, and finally makes them worthy citizens. It's not just transferring of some information from one brain to another brain. No. It's building up of the society through every member of the society. They are very much serious about developing the personality of the students, rather than how much they have learned, how much they have become literate or illiterate. No, that's not a question at all. Whether a person is literate or illiterate, whether a person knows certain things or not, the person has to behave like a human being when he is out into the society. That's more important. That human value is not instilled in the students. When they become citizens of the society, citizens of the world, they become antisocial elements, educated antisocial elements, knowledgeable antisocial elements. That cannot happen. Even though their level of knowledge is a bit low, doesn't matter, but they have to have the human values at the highest level. That's what is required for a welfare society. One who does that job is called as an Acharya. And Acharya is the first Brahmachari. Acharyo Brahmachari. He is the first Brahmachari. He is an ideal senior most student. Of course, we call him as Acharya and Rever. That's a different issue. But he thinks himself as a senior brahmachari. Then who is the teacher? Shikshano asmin puruhutayamani. This is another piece of the Veda mantra. It says, oh God, you are our ultimate teacher. And you educate us, you guide us. Shikshano asmin puruhutayamani. In this journey of our life, you who is called, who is beckoned most, is our Acharya. Please educate us, please train us, please guide us. So the ultimate teacher and the one and the only teacher for the whole universe is that Satchidananda and God. Because all knowledge we have got from that, that is a fountainhead, that's the source of all knowledge. Because he is Sarvajna, omniscient. And whatever knowledge we have got from that great teacher, yes, we are transferring from generation to generation, generator to generation. And all of us who are involved in this propagation of knowledge, we are all students only. The only difference, one is a senior, one is a junior, that's all. They are all students. An Acharya too is a student, but a senior student, and he has got some right to guide the younger students, junior students. See, this is where learning is understood. This is how knowledge passes on from generation to generation. Acharyo Brahmachari. The first student of the Gurukula is the senior most, and that is called as an Acharya. Unless Acharya thinks that I am the senior student, Acharya cannot discharge his duties rightly. If Acharya thinks I am omniscient, I am great, then he is no more an Acharya. He cannot impart right knowledge to his wards. Acharya too has to be humble. Before that Satchidananda, Acharya too has to be obedient and keep his mind open for learning. And the teacher is ultimately the Satchidananda. Acharyo Brahmachari. He is the first student of the Gurukula, senior most. Of course, all other people are the new admissions and he guides them. That's fine. That's fine. But nobody can be a greater student than Acharya. An Acharya who is humble, an Acharya who feels that he has got lot many things to understand still, is a real Acharya. He can instill the thirst for knowledge in his students. That thirst for knowledge is what is the cause for Brahmacharya, is the essence of Brahmacharya, thirst for knowledge, thirst for discovering truth, thirst for searching for truth. If he himself is not having that thirst, how can he instill it in his students? If Acharya himself is not practicing Brahmacharya, how can he ask his students to practice Brahmacharya? Impossible. Acharyo Brahmachari. The first student, the first seeker of knowledge, the first seeker of truth is the Acharya. He practices it. He himself is a role model to his students. He guides them by practice. Of course, giving lecture and teaching, that's all there. But more than that, he is a role model and he teaches children by his practice. Now, how many teachers, as you see today, are really up to this level? This whole teaching has become a profession, has become a way of life. So everybody is going after teaching for money, for running their life the way they want. But here, it is not just a way of living, but it is a contribution to the welfare of the society. What they get back, they are not bothered. They want to improve themselves and they want their students also to become useful citizens of the world. Of course, there are some exceptions even in the present day. It's always there. It's always there. There are some very good teachers who motivate their students to achieve this. Very few. But majority of them, they have taken it as just as a way to lead their life and earn. The very essence of this acharyaship is not understood. The scholarship, this professorship is not understood most of the time. That's why the condition of the society is like this, chaotic. If the products of universities, if the products of schools, if the products of education were to be really worthy citizens of the world should have been different. But we do have a lot of problems, which means the education system has failed miserably. And the cause for it, the so-called acharyas, so-called professors, so-called teachers, who concentrate on transmitting the subject, but not values. And values cannot be translated or transferred through lectures, but only by practice it can be done. So what happens? The acharya himself becomes a brahmachari first. Acharya brahmachari. That's where the whole thing begins. Next. Brahmacharyena tapasa Raja Rashtram Virakshati. Brahmacharyena tapasa Raja Rashtram Virakshati. Brahmacharyena tapasa Raja Rashtram Virakshati. Atharva 11:5-17. 11:5-17. So this is well understood when I look at it from the Adi Daivika angle. Adi Daivika angle fits here very well. Raja, Rajdeep, the one who shines, one who is a leader, one is the first one who is guiding the whole society, Netara, king, anything. Raja. Now this person will protect this society whom he is guiding in a special way. Virakshati. Virakshati. V is Vishesha here. Virakshati in a special way, in a wonderful way, in the best way, that person will protect the society. Virakshati. But for that, what he needs is Brahmacharyena tapasa. The tools for him is, one is Brahmacharya, and there is tapas. A Raja, a leader, when he practices Brahmacharya and tapas, he will get that capacity to protect the whole society in a very, very special way. If the society is chaotic, if the society is not a welfare society, it is very, very clear that the leader is not practicing Brahmacharya and tapas, converse. What is Brahmacharya? Let we have seen. Tapas, we have to discuss about it. Yes, we'll do it in the coming classes. Let me stop at this. Brahmacharyena tapasa Raja Rashtram Virakshati. On the face, it's very clear. A leader will protect the society well in a very, very special way because of his Brahmacharya and tapas. So when he practices Brahmacharya and tapas, he will get that capacity to take care of the society and protect it in a very, very wonderful way. So how they are all related. How the Brahmacharya and tapas of the Raja will have an impact on the society. Those things we'll discuss. Okay, thank you for the day.
Thank you, sir.
Varun, onchur line mein le rahi.